We shall commence this module by discussing about externality in brief. An externality is present whenever some individual's utility or production relationships include real variables whose values are chosen by others without particular attention to the effects on that person's welfare. Alternatively, actions of individual A affect the utility or production function of individual B, but the effects are not expressed in terms of prices. The real variables could be in the form of shift in production or consumption possibilities of individual A due to externalities generated by actions of say individual B. The decision taken by individual B does not consider the interest of individual A, and that generates externalities, as the result of which there exists a difference private and social cost. After studying this module, you shall be able to know about externalities and their types, to know the methods of correcting externalities, to know about the instruments such as taxes and subsidies, and to evaluate the difference between taxes and subsidies. Let us now discuss the types of externalities. Externalities cause private and social cost to differ from each other. Externalities can be expressed in terms of a utility function in the following way. Consider a production function given by u is equals to a function of x1 till xn and z, where x1 till xn are the market valued goods and services and z is some measure of environmental quality. Z is attributed to a condition in an individual's utility function which can be affected by the actions of other firms or other consumers. A similar concept can be viewed in the production function as well. Consider a production function where Q is a function of L, K and Z, where L is labor, K is capital, and again the Z is some environmental input which the firm uses. Here again the state of Z depends upon the actions of others. A few examples of Z could be waste disposal capacity of the various resources for a factory, clean water for a whiskey distiller, etc. The effect of the externality can both be positive and negative. Some of the examples of positive externalities are benefits from education and telephone connection. The negative external effects includes the cost of environmental pollution, traffic jams, etc. Individuals takes into consideration only their private benefit or cost. Thus, with the presence of negative external effects, it is not possible to account for all the marginal social cost. This generates inefficiency. We will focus on negative external effects, in particular environmental pollution. Production generates pollution and it can be seen as a linear function of output. Thus, pollution increases as output rises. In the analysis that follows, we assume increase in pollution is proportional to the increase in production. However, the damages from the pollution rise at an increasing rate. We also assume that output sells at a constant price and marginal private cost are continuously increasing. Moving on to understand through graphical analysis. A. Gross domestic product, that is GDP. The figure depicts the marginal private production cost, that is MCP, and marginal social production cost, that is MCS. Production cost rises with output Q. The difference between these two curves is the negative external effect of pollution, which causes irreversible environmental damage. Suppose MD is marginal damage due to external effect, then MCS is equals to MCP plus MD. However, production also generates benefits which can be viewed in the form of MB. Consider figure where MB is a downward sloping curve. It is because as the output increases, the benefit accruing from each successive unit of output tends to be lower. The socially optimum level of output is QS, where marginal benefit is equals to the marginal social production cost. The social optimum QS generates economic surplus or welfare ABC. The private optimal level of output is QP, where marginal benefit is equals to the marginal private production cost. At QP, welfare is given by the region AEC minus AED. It is interesting to observe that there is an additional loss of welfare given by region BDE in this case. Thus, we can infer that welfare with output level QP is smaller than socially optimal level of output QS, where ABC minus BDE is less than ABC. Efficiency loss at QP equals to the region BDE. It is important to note that optimal pollution cannot be zero, as this would mean that output has to be driven down to zero. However, in this scenario, optimal pollution is less than that generated by the market. The social optimum condition is MB is equals to MCS is equals to MCP plus MD. The socially optimal output is QS, but seldom free market forces result in this level. The reason could be that the firm only takes account of its own private cost and does not consider the marginal damage from pollution. However, if the government can intervene and restrict output up to QS, we might have a plausible solution to the problem of environmental pollution. Negative externalities can be internalized using the following policy alternatives. First, taxation, and second, subsidies. Next, we shall understand about emission fees. An emission fees is a price or fee paid by a polluter to a regulatory entity for every unit of emission a polluter emit. A tax rate equal to the marginal damage will help the economy to reach socially optimal level of production. Consider the following figure. A tax equals to the size of BR may prompt the firm to reduce production from QP to QS. At the output level of QS, the marginal social cost of production, that is MCS, is equals to the marginal private cost of production, that is MCP, plus the tax size of BR. If Q is less than the social optimal level of output QS, then the marginal benefit is greater than the marginal private cost of production plus the size of the tax BR. Now, Q is less than QS implies MB is greater than MCP plus BR. However, if Q is more than QS but less than QP, then the marginal benefit will be less than that of the marginal private cost of production plus the size of the tax, which is BR. If QS is less than Q, which is less than QP, then this will means that MB is less than MCP plus BR. At the level QS, the marginal benefit equals the marginal social cost of production such that MB is equals to MCP plus BR is equals to MCS. Thus, if the government sets the tax rate equals to marginal damage calculated at the socially optimal level of output QS, then the firm may be forced to produce at the socially optimal level of output. Production at this level of output also ensures that the firm's private cost come into line with the social cost of output. For an alternate explanation, consider a firm producing some good along with pollution, call it X. If the emission fee is P and the polluter emits X units of pollution, then the payment from the polluter to the regulator is Px. To determine how much the polluter emits, let Cx be the production cost associated with emitting X units of pollution, holding goods output fixed. Cost will decline as the pollution increases, thereby implying that the polluter saves money by emitting pollution. Total cost for the firm can be given as TCX is equals to CX plus PX. The total cost is minimized with respect to X. We obtain P is equals to minus MCX is equals to MSX. The equation states that the firm operates until a point where the marginal cost of reducing pollution by 1 unit is equals to the price of pollution. In other words, in the case of emission fees, the firms will reduce pollution up to a point where firm's marginal cost of abatement is equal to the emission fee. In the case of multiple firms, each firm abates till the point where marginal cost of abatement is equal to the emission fee. As all the firms equate their MACs to the same fees, they satisfy the equi-marginal principle and hence maintain efficiency. The equi-marginal principle states that in controlling emissions from several polluters, all emitting the same pollutant effectively requires that the marginal cost of emission control be the same for all polluters. Let us now discuss about Pigouvian fees. A Pigouvian fees is an emission fee exactly equals to the aggregate marginal damage caused by the emissions when evaluated at the efficient level of pollution. It is a special kind of emissions fee, an emission fee that is set at the marginal damage of pollution in an attempt to restore Pareto optimality to a situation of market failure. Two cases have been discussed in the module. Single polluter. Suppose there is a factory generating pollution of the amount X at a cost Cx with marginal cost MCx. Since cost declines as X increases, marginal costs are actually negative. Suppose there are n people surrounding the factory and that pollution causes damage to who cannot use the locational choice to change the amount of pollution they face. For any person, the damage from pollution is dIx, which is positive and increases in x. The aggregate damage for pollution can be written as dx is equals to summation dIx. The efficient amount of pollution that minimizes total cost and damages x star minimizes Cx plus dx. Thus, MCx star plus MDx star is equals to 0. As the marginal savings is the negative of marginal cost, we obtain MSx star is equals to summation MDIx star. In other words, we target a level of pollution such that the marginal savings to the firm is equal to the marginal damage from pollution over the entire pollution. The aggregate marginal damage is the vertical sum of the individual marginal damages. Figure 4 illustrates this situation in the case of one polluter and two victims. The marginal damage increases with emissions whereas the marginal savings decreases with emissions. The marginal damage functions of two victims of pollution are vertically summated to obtain the aggregate marginal damage. The optimal amount of pollution is the level at which the aggregate marginal damage curve intersects the marginal savings curve. The optimal level of pollution is x star and the corresponding Pigouvian fees is given by P star. A Pigouvian fee is defined as the marginal savings from pollution generation at the optimal level of pollution. It is different from emission fees. It can be used to generate the efficient amount of public bad. Multiple polluters. Now consider the case of two polluters. Figure shows the aggregate marginal damage function of all victims. Also shown is the marginal saving to each polluter Aggregate marginal saving is calculated by horizontal summation of marginal savings function of polluting firms. An aggregate marginal savings function indicates the change in marginal savings with the change in 1 unit of pollution. For any level of fees, MSX tells us how much pollution, that is X, in total will be emitted, and each MSIX tells us how much each firm will contribute to the total. The efficient amount of pollution is where the marginal savings curve, that is MS, intersects the marginal damage curve, that is MD. The optimal amount of pollution is X star and the marginal savings to polluter is P star. Thus, the Pigouvian fee is P star. At this fee level, firm 1 will emit X1 star level of emissions, whereas firm 2 will generate X2 star. Each firm's marginal savings from polluting is set equals to the Pigouvian fee. MSI Xi star is equals to P star. Furthermore, it may be clear that MSX star is equals to P star. The above property ensures that all the firms will control pollution at the same level of marginal cost, as marginal cost of pollution is equated across all polluters. The cost minimizing way of appropriating the abatement responsibility is to equate marginal cost of abatement, or in other words, marginal savings among firms. Let us now understand the Pigouvian subsidies. Payments made to the individuals or firms by the government are called subsidies. They are generally used to correct externalities or problems associated with natural resources and their use. Market failures lead to externalities. Pollution is a negative externality generated during production of goods and services. Arthur Pigou proposed that if externalities can be internalized and the producers of the externalities are made to face the true price, the problem arising out of the externalities may be solved. A producer generating negative externalities may face tax per unit on emission. Similarly, producers generating positive externalities can be given subsidy to reach the social optimum. For negative externality, the subsidy is levied per unit of abatement of emission. It can be shown that if the subsidy rate and the tax rate are equal, it will result in the same amount of pollution. However, the distribution of the cost and revenue in each case differs. Taxes generate revenues for the government, whereas the subsidies involve cost. Issues regarding the distribution of cost or revenues concern the policymaker. However, the choice of the instrument does not affect the efficiency and overall level of the pollution. But in certain cases where the firms can enter or exit the industry in response of such policy actions, the equivalence between taxes and subsidies might not hold. It is worth noting that in the short run, when there is no time for new firms to enter the industry, Pigouvian fees and subsidies might yield the same outcome. Let us consider a competitive industry where all firms in industry are identical. Under a pollution tax T, the production cost of a typical firm would be C y comma E is equals to V y comma E plus T E plus F C. This is given as equation 1, where y is the amount of the good being produced, E is equals to emission, C y E cost of production, V y comma E represents the variable cost, T is equals to tax rate, and F C represents the fixed cost of production. Now, suppose the emissions are relayed to output such that E is equals to AY, where A is the constant, then C y comma AY is equals to V y comma AY plus T into AY plus FC. This is given as equation 2. We may rewrite the equation as TCY is equals to VCY plus TAY plus FC. This is given as equation 3. The marginal production cost would be MCY is equals to MVCY plus TA, and this is given as equation 4. Under subsidy E with no regulation, the firm will produce emissions at the level say E star. With the subsidy, the firm will paid to reduce emissions. So, if the firm reduce emissions to E, the subsidy payment will be S into E star minus E. This means that the cost will be TCY is equals to VCY plus FC minus S into E star minus E. This is equation 5, and TCY is equals to VCY plus SAY plus FC minus SE star is given as equation 6. The term in the bracket is a figure consisting of standard fixed cost plus a lump sum transfer of SE star, which is independent of Y or E. Consequently, MCY is equals to MVCY plus TA, and this is given as equation 7. The equation is same as equation 4 with the difference of T and S. Thus, in case of identical firm, in short run, Pigouvian fees and subsidies gives the same result. In the long run, there will be more firms in the industry with a subsidy than a tax. Subsidy hence might result in the overuse of certain environmental resources which are used as inputs. Also, subsidy might be undesirable because it does not allow the market to communicate the true cost of the product. Let us now recapitulate or summarize what we have learnt in this module. An externality is present whenever some individual's utility or production relationships include the real variables whose values are chosen by others without particular attention to the effects on that person's welfare. The effect of the externality can both be positive and negative. Arthur Pigou proposed that if externalities can be internalized and the producers of the externalities are made to face the true price, then the problems arising out of externalities may be solved. Externalities can be internalized either to imposition of tax or grant of subsidies. A Pigouvian fees is defined as the marginal savings from pollution generation at the optimum level of pollution. It is different from emission fees as it is a price or fees paid by a polluter to a regulatory entity for every unit of emission a polluter emits. Payments made to the individuals or firms by the government are called subsidies. A subsidy for pollution control and a tax on pollutant emission both result in the same marginal conditions for pollution emissions. However, the subsidy in both short run and long run results in excess production in polluting industry.